Hello and a very good morning. I welcome all of you to the new interview series brought to you by ACJ News. This is your host Shanya Rao, and today I have with me Chief National Meteorological Laboratory Scientist Mrs. Meeta Tarafdar, who is also a founder of Relearn Foundation in Jamshedpur. First of all, thank you so much for coming with us, ma'am, and agreeing to do this interview. Could you tell us what inspired you to start this NGO?
First of all, I used to be very unhappy after doing my PhD, seeing the kind of illiteracy there, the poor people around, and seeing a lot of plastic stuff scattered on the roads, and in such a like the situation was not acceptable to me, and I felt that we need to do something. The only doing some mathematical equations or doing research on papers, that will really not help our country much. And but then I thought that we need to do something on the ground. The point when I thought of starting this NGO and giving a what do you call it, organized structure to the endeavor that we started. And now we have nearly 20 classrooms, and we are doing a lot of work in terms of talking about environment, how to solve the problems of environmental issues.
There is a lot of interaction that goes on between you and the children in terms of environment. So, ma'am, what are the steps that your NGO has been taking in terms of environment? If you could tell us a
Yes,
bit.
first of all, we always say that segregate waste at source. That is our main particular point of communication. We keep on telling school students that you should segregate waste at source, because when you mix the waste, that it is the poor people, they are segregating, and this is so inhuman. And how we can do it? It is not only hampering the environmental balance, because the plastic is mixing with the land, and at the same time, the poor people, they do segregation for us, and it is very painful. So if we can segregate the non-biodegradable and biodegradable waste, and give the non-biodegradable waste for recycling, proper recycler, then what happens, it will not mix with the land, and it will not create environmental problem. So this cycle, the cycle that environment and Mother Nature every day is teaching us, we have to implement the same cycle in our life. How we can be zero waste, how our organization can be zero waste.
Recently, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change released a report saying that a lot of changes that has happened because of climate change are now irreversible. And its consequences are not only on the humans, but also on the environment, on plants, animals. What do you think are the other causes that has led to such a situation of the entire world right now?
This is our greed, rather because this is such a that environmental problems. This is also very much correlated with the industrial development. Okay, like industry, they emit a lot of harmful pollutants in terms of solid, liquid, and gas. And so all these pollutants, that is creating pollution. And it is also true that without industrial development, we cannot really grow. Okay, and so we have to learn to reduce our demand. But if you reduce our demand, then that will affect the economy. So there is a very complex cycle how we can manage the environmental issues along with industrial development. So therefore, suppose when we talk about steel, now we talk about green steel. How can you make green steel? Oh, these are some of the innovative way of killing the waste is coming up. Okay. At the same time, it is always like there is a norms, there is a protocol now industry have to follow to make their product green. So some attempts are definitely there, but definitely everything costs money. Environment, if you want to protect the environment, who will give the penalty? Who will pay the money? And nobody wants to pay the money for protecting the environment.
Few tips or suggestions that you think that can actually help, because according to this intergovernmental panel report on climate change, it said that yes, a lot of damage has been done, but there might still be a little time left to save the planet, to save the nature.
See, but there are different scale that we need to consider, like, because waste is the main problem in terms of creating environmental pollution. So domestic waste, industrial waste, institutional waste. Okay, there are sector-wise waste is there, and individually, if we can be zero waste individually, we are achieving towards a better environment, better world. Similarly, an institution, they have to see how little they are throwing, okay, throwing out, discarding. So individually, each one of us have to think that how I can be zero waste, how my organization will be zero waste. So that should be the mantra now, Sanya.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, ma'am. Well, this was it from today's episode. Stay tuned for more. This is Shanya Rao, and you are watching ACJ News.